Welcome back to IGN's live coverage of E3 2014. It's time to take a look at our first PlayStation Vita game of the show. Chris Jones is here to show us Murasaki, baby. Chris, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks.
Now, some games tell you what they are in their title. Battlefield, Flappy Bird tell you exactly what they are. Murasaki Baby is a little unclear. What is this game?
So, Murasaki Baby. Murasaki's Japanese word for purple.
Purple?
Purple.
Okay.
Yeah. So, the game is about this little baby that's having a bad dream and she's trying to find a mother. So, all the way through the game, the player's objective is to help baby find mummy. And as she sort of enters this dreamland, she gets this balloon, which is purple. There's a story behind the purple balloon that's how we kind of came up with the game, which I won't tell anyone just yet. But,
sure.
So that's basically the reason why we just like the name of the game, and it's kind of stuck.
So right off the bat, the visual style is very striking.
Yeah. So the visual style is really interesting because it's made by a guy called Faraday, an Italian artist who does everything by hand. So he everything you see in the game, all the backgrounds and things like that, are actually drawn by hand, and he sketches them out with a biro, and then we scan them into the computer, basically. So you can kind of see the game at the moment. So you're leading the baby through the nightmare by the hand, effectively. And what we're trying to do is sort of build up that emotional bond between parent and child that we want to give to the player, and sort of you have to look after her well-being, basically. So the balloon represents her health in the game. If she loses the balloon or anything bad happens to it, then it's game over. So you kind of have to protect the balloon at all costs.
Okay.
So it's all a touch-based game. So basically, you touch the front touch, and you can drag items around and stuff. And later on, you'll see in a second, you get these background moods, these new moods. So on each level, there is a character that's trapped in a tragic state. And basically what you have to do is help that character out of their tragic state. So Tentacle Boy on the first level, for example, is trapped in this sort of nightmarish world alongside you, and you have to help him, and then in turn he'll help you. So there you can see that we've just acquired a new mood. So now that basically gives Baby a new tool, or the player a new tool to interact with the world in the foreground. So basically you use the Vita's back touch and swipe and change the mood.
Got it.
As you're going to see. So you've just acquired the scary hell move, which scares Baby in the foreground. She's scared of the balloon, and that's it. So let's go. You have to give the balloon back to her. She's cool again. You can basically walk through the level.
Yeah, so we can't see, this is being played for us right now, we can't see the screen.
Yeah, you kind of
you're dragging her, like you put your finger on her arm, dragging her along.
So we've just scared Tentacle Boy, and he's released the bridge, and it's like, now, okay, you can get across. You can see Baby's mood has changed because of the background. She's kind of a little bit more timid, whereas this green mood is like her neutral sort of mood, so she's kind of cool with this one. Okay. And as I was saying earlier, when so the balloon is like the precious thing in the level, you have to kind of protect that. And these little stingers, obviously, they're made of drawing pins. Sure. It's a kind of weird world. It's a nightmare dream world. These kind of come along and try and pop the balloon, and you have to kind of stab them with the finger.
Okay.
And there's other ways of combating those later on in the level, but we'll get to that.
Is there a significance to her mouth being above her eyes?
We just kind of want to make the player feel a little bit uncomfortable. Sure. So it's kind of like, it's a little bit surreal and a little bit grotesque. So this sequence is really interesting because basically Baby learns as she goes, so you can actually encourage her over that hole there, and now she remembers that she can do that. So the next time she encounters that hole, she learns for herself like a little child.
Okay.
So she thinks, oh, I'm the master of the world now, and she can just jump over and that's it. But sometimes things aren't safe, so you have to kind of dissuade her and say, no, don't go, because Tentacle Boy's there and he wants to grab your balloon. Scare Tentacle Boy away, and then give the balloon back. And then she can progress over the hole. And all the way through the game, she's learning what's safe and what's not safe because the player's giving her that information. So it's like, okay, she knows now she can jump over that hole, and in the future on the next level, she's going to jump over the next hole.
So we just got a new balloon there?
Yeah, so we've just acquired a new mood,
okay.
Which is the windmill mood. So just basically what you do is you tap to make the foreground windy, which is going to blow the light into the dark and scare the birds away. And obviously it scares Tentacle Boy away as well. So we're pursuing Tentacle Boy all the way through the level because he's kind of scared of you. He doesn't really want to be with you, and he's constantly trying to put these obstacles in your way, and you have to kind of get over these obstacles to get to the end. So again, he was holding up that bridge, and then we've scared him away, and he's let go of the bridge. one of the interesting things we can do with these stingers now is we can blow them away with the windmill.
Okay.
There we go. So it kind of says you can use these powers in different ways to solve the puzzles, and there are lots of ways, alternate ways of getting through the land.
This Tentacle Boy's home?
This is Tentacle Boy's home, yeah. So in each level we want to give a little bit of a backstory that's kind of non-verbally communicated, and we say, you know, Tentacle Boy is actually a boy behind a mask. He's not just a big tentacle. So we sort of give this backstory to the player, and it's up to them to sort of interpret how Tentacle Boy got into his tragic state. So again, we've got another one of his moods, and he runs off.
Did we just acquire a new mood?
Yeah.
Which one is it? Which one did we just get?
So we got the rain mood there, which we can't use at the moment because we're in the background is grey, so it means we can't change moods currently. But when we get back outside, we're going to use the rain mood in a puzzle. So there, we're sort of revealing there that baby's actually a boy. Tentacle Boy's a boy. It's kind of like to give the player a clue that you can help him. So
the person playing has obviously played this a few times, but if you happen to fail, do you just go past the last objective or the last obstacle that you encountered?
Yeah, it's basically up to that point. So basically, if you let go of the balloon, for example, or it gets popped or something, you kind of get put back just to where you were, really, till you solve the problem. So one of the things we're trying to do with the moods is to interlace them so that each mood works with each other and complements each other. So this boat is on a dry riverbed, which now you can make it rain and it raises the water level. And then it's like that's part of the solution. And then it's like, okay, it's a sailboat. I need to make the wind blow, and that blows the sailboat across the river.
That's great.
There's all the way through the game. There's 4 chapters in the game, and there's a total of 16 moods. And everyone has a different feature that the player can use, and they get much more elaborate and complex. This is the very start of the game. So these kind of simple. So fire can be put out with the rain. But later on, that might not be the case. There might be situations where you can't do that. In fact, indeed, there's one coming up.
Is it divided equally? Are there 4 moods per stage?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But then you accumulate them all, so at the end you have 16 moods that you can.
No. So there's just 4 in each mood.
Okay.
So and at the very end, what you do is because you're freeing these creatures, they kind of help you. And the very end,
I gotcha.
I won't spoil it.
Sure.
So you won't be able to see it on this video footage, but there's basically you can use 2 fingers on the touch now. So you're kind of holding the balloon underneath those spikes, and as you can see, there's a roof now. So you can't make it rain there, so I'm kind of guiding the player past with the balloon over
down
the fire and then
spikes,
underneath
over the
the
fire.
spikes.
Sure, very clever.
Yeah. Again, Tentacle Boy doesn't want you to follow him, so he's setting fire to things and sort of trying to slow you down. And what we can do here is make the rain come again, and then it kind of dries out the thing, and then the stingers will appear, and then you have to switch and blow the stingers away. And it's kind of constantly doing that. If you can see there, we're actually blowing and making the fire larger, which makes it engulfed.
Oh, yeah.
So you can actually blow and affect things in the foreground in a negative way as well. Basically, this is the end of the chapter, and what you're going to see here is basically you're raising this log again, very similar to the boat puzzle earlier. You're raising this log, and then Tentacle Boy can't swim. All babies can't swim, although they can. So it's up to baby really and the player to decide how to help Tentacle Boy. So they grab hold of each other, and then it's kind of just pull in, and then you kind of pull his mask off, and then you've freed him from his tragic state.
I see.
So it's really key. We want the player to experience different emotions, and at this point, it's the first time ever that baby holds the hand of somebody else that's not you. So it's really important that little touch there, where Tentacle Boy is holding her hand and leading her to the exit of the level.
Very cute.
Yeah.
So she'll go to the next level, and then Tentacle Boy will be able to help her?
Yeah, so
provide some
Technical Boy
assistance?
comes back, but I don't want to say too much about that, to
Sure,
be honest.
sure.
So this is basically a game, I should mention the developer, Oversonico, who are guys who we helped set up their company in Italy, in Milan, led by a guy called Massimo Verini, who's ex-Grasshopper manufacturer director.
Very
He worked
cool.
with Suda51, and
Sure.
he worked on Shadows of the Damned, which is a big game.
Awesome.
And he's come to Italy, and we've helped him set his studio up. And he's always had this sort of really strong vision for what he wants to do, and we're kind of helping him. And he's really kind of interesting guy. Unfortunately, he can't be here at E3.
It's a very interesting game. It's got a very cool art style, clever puzzles. It seems to be telling a touching story.
Yeah,
Seems awesome.
exactly. Yeah, we're really, it's really interesting, and obviously I can't talk too much about the end, but the emotional punch at the end is really, really strong.
Sure.
Does baby find mummy is the question that I think hopefully players will want to find out.
It says coming soon. Do we have any clear idea?
Yeah, so September 2014,
okay,
it's the PlayStation Vita exclusively on PSN.
Very cool. Chris, thanks so much for bringing it by.
No problem, thanks.
Murasaki Baby, our final game demo of the day is Drive Club. That's up next.